welcome to my review for Hardcore Henry, the brand new first-person shooter action movie. And that could make or break this movie, so we'll definitely talk about that aspect. It is directed and written by Ilya Naishuller, stars Sharlto Copley, Haley Bennett, Danila Kozlovsky, and Tim Roth. You see this movie through the eyes of Henry, a man who has been brought back to life by his wife Estelle, and is part man, part robot. Suddenly a man named Akan comes into the lab where he's at with his wife. They escape, and then he gets separated from his wife by Akan. Then he finds Sharlto Copley, who will help him through his journey to get back at Akan and get his wife back. I can only imagine this movie was a very tough sell. A whole 90 minutes of pure action seen through the eyes of one person who we never get to see the face of. That is cool in a video game, which you can play in small doses if you want to, but full 90 minutes? Did this work or did it not work for the movie? Well, I will tell you that this is an experience, for sure. You can feel watching this movie that it is an experience, that they are trying to see how audiences will react to this and see if they can make more movies like this, maybe in very different genres. Now, one thing that never actually comes out working for this movie is that you never feel for the main character. He doesn't speak, and this movie is mostly action, and when the action is not happening, you get a little bit of story, but it kind of always feels like exposition. Sharlto Copley is absolutely phenomenal in this movie. You see him playing very different characters. You see him first playing kind of a cop, a detective. You don't really get a sense of what his profession is, but then you see him play a noble, then a scientist, then a war general, then a rocker. Many different crazy sorts of characters like that, and it's really cool to see it because you're trying to find out what is happening to that character, and that comes out not working for the movie as a whole because you get more interested in Sharlto Copley's character Jimmy than in the main character you are seeing the movie as, and that is Henry. And Sharlto Copley did a great job at that. He is so good at every single role he's put at. It seems quite unique for a guy to put such a phenomenal performance in a movie like this. The villain in this movie, Akan, played by Danila Kozlov, I would like to see more of this guy because he's very flamboyant and over the top, but for some reason I really liked him in this movie. There's something to him, which I am not going to spoil, that is never explained in the movie and kind of pisses me off, but if he didn't have that up his sleeve, the movie wouldn't be a movie. But I liked him. I want to see this guy play more roles, different roles, because he really was flamboyant and always happy with what was going on, but I really liked him. This story in this movie takes all sorts of twists and turns, but it's mostly action. And there are many parts where Henry is chasing someone, probably because it would look cool on a first-person perspective, doing parkour. I gotta tell you that it will annoy the crap out of you. I will completely understand if many of you in the comments tell me you got a headache from this movie. It's really tough to sell this. It will not be for a wide audience. I am 100% sure of that. When you're leaping from a box to a wall, or from a wall to a fence or something like that, when you're leaping from a surface to another surface, you don't look at your feet. You look at the surface you're leaping into so you can grab something and support yourself. And Henry looks at his feet quite a lot. I can say the CGI is pretty well done in this movie, and the action set pieces kind of work. But at one point in this movie, it takes its name too serious and it becomes truly hardcore. I mean, this movie goes from moderate action to violence, and that is cool, and then it goes off the wall. It becomes a video game, which is how you feel like in the beginning of the movie. You'll understand what I mean when you see it, but this movie truly feels like a movie during half an hour in the middle of it. But then it kind of falls back into being a video game at the end, and you realize you're in that room for about an hour and 10 minutes maybe. You get tired. You really do get tired of watching this movie. You're only interested at one point in seeing what happened to Sharlto Copley's character Jimmy, and that really hurt this movie. Guys, I'm going to tell you that you should see this movie to try the experiment itself. Seeing a movie a whole 90 minutes of first-person perspective. However, I can tell you that I myself, criticizing a movie, reviewing it for you, I really have to analyze it as any other movie I would watch. And so I am going to give Hardcore Henry a Clark Gable. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. Let me know what you thought of Hardcore Henry in the comments below if you've seen it. We are only 4 subscribers away from 100. Let's do it together, guys. Give this video a like, share it, and subscribe if you haven't. And tomorrow I'll bring you my review for The Jungle Book, and the day after that, my review for 10 Cloverfield Lane. I will see you guys in the next review. Cheers!